In the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. Listen to those words for a moment. Let them sit in the quiet of wherever you are right now. In the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. Romans 8, verse 26. There's a profound, almost shattering beauty in that verse. But it is a beauty you usually cannot see when you are standing in the daylight, when life is moving exactly as you planned, or when your faith feels effortless and bright. On the good days, this verse is just a quiet comfort tucked away in the pages of a book. But tonight is not a good day. Tonight, the world outside your window has gone entirely dark. Maybe it is raining, the drops tracing slow, quiet paths down the glass. The streets are empty. The house is completely, suffocatingly still. And in this heavy midnight silence, you are lying awake, staring up at the ceiling, feeling an invisible, crushing weight pressing down on your chest. You are running on fumes. You are so unbelievably, deeply exhausted, not just the kind of tired that a few extra hours of sleep can cure. This is a bone-deep, soul-level exhaustion. This is spiritual fatigue. It is a kind of tiredness that settles into your joints, clouds your mind, and makes the simple act of taking a deep breath feel like moving a mountain. You want to pray. You want to reach out to the God you know is there. You want to find that spark of connection, that warm, reassuring presence that used to come so easily to you. But when you close your eyes, there is nothing. The words are just gone. There was a time when your prayers felt like a flowing river. You knew exactly what to say. You had the right words, the right posture, the right amount of faith. You could articulate your hopes, your fears, and your gratitude with clarity. But lately, life has taken a toll that words can no longer capture. Maybe it was a heartbreak that blindsided you, leaving you entirely hollowed out. Maybe it is a season of chronic anxiety that has kept your nervous system on edge for so long that your mind simply cannot form a cohesive thought. Maybe it is a relentless, crushing pressure of modern life, the expectations of deadlines, the smiling when you are secretly falling apart, the desperate need to hold everything together for everyone else. You've been strong for so long. You have been the pillar for your family, the reliable one at work, the friend who always listens. You have spent months, maybe years, curating an image of resilience. But underneath it all, you have been slowly bleeding out emotionally. And now, in the quiet of this room, you have hit a wall. You fold your hands, you bow your head, and you try to speak to God, but your mind goes blank. Or worse, your mind is a chaotic, tangled mess of panic and overthinking. You cannot untangle a single thread to offer up to him. You try to string a sentence together, but it feels hollow. It feels forced. It feels like you are dialing a phone number and listening to the dead air on the other end of the line. And then the guilt sets in. The heavy, paralyzing guilt. The enemy whispers in the quiet of your room, telling you that your silence is a sign of a failing faith. The voice in your head tells you that if you were a better Christian, if you had more faith, if you were just a little bit stronger, you would know what to say. You would be able to pray your way out of this darkness. You start to believe that God is disappointed in your silence. You start to believe that because you have no words, you have no access to his presence. You feel completely, terrifyingly alone. But that is exactly why Romans 8 verse 26 hits entirely differently when you are at the end of yourself, when you are emotionally exhausted, when you are paralyzed by anxiety, when you are drowning in a sea of subjective truth. And what ifs? This verse is not just a piece of theology. It is a lifeline thrown directly into the deep, freezing water where you are struggling to stay afloat. Look closely at what God is actually saying to you in this verse. The Spirit helps us in our weakness. Notice that it does not say the Spirit scolds us in our weakness. It does not say the Spirit abandons us in our weakness. It does not say the Spirit waits for us to get over our weakness, pull ourselves together, and figure out the right words to say before he will step into the room. He helps us in our weakness. In our modern culture, we are terrified of weakness. We treat burnout, anxiety, and sleepless nights as mechanical problems to be solved. We are told to optimize our routines, to practice better self-care, to hustle harder, to be resilient. We treat spiritual exhaustion the same way. We think we need to read more, strive more, and perform better for God to hear us. But God does not view your weakness as a liability. He views it as the exact coordinate where His grace intersects with your humanity. Your exhaustion is not a sin. Your inability to form a perfect prayer is not a failure. It is simply proof that you are human and that you've been carrying a weight you were never designed to govern. And then, the verse is something that should make your shoulders drop and your jaw unclench. We do not know what we ought to pray for. Let those words wash over you. We do not know. God wrote it directly into the scriptures. He permanently recorded the fact that there will be days, nights, and long, agonizing seasons where His children will have absolutely no idea what to say. He anticipated your silence. He expected your confusion. He knows that there are moments in this broken, beautiful, tragic world where the pain is too sharp, the grief is too heavy, and anxiety is too loud for human language to contain. He knows that when you are grieving a loss that shattered your reality, you don't know whether to pray for comfort or for waking up from a nightmare. He knows that when you are facing a terrifying, uncertain future, you don't know what the right outcome even looks like anymore. You don't know what to pray for. And God is saying, that is okay. You are allowed to not know. You are allowed to be entirely out of words. You do not have to manufacture a neatly packaged prayer to earn an audience with the Creator of the universe because of what happens next in the verse. But the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. This is the most intimate, breathtaking reality of the Christian faith. When you have reached the absolute end of yourself, when you're lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling, with tears pooling your ears, completely unable to utter a single syllable, you are not praying. You are being prayed for by God Himself. The Holy Spirit, who dwells inside of you, looks at your exhausted, racing, terrified mind. He looks at the heavy, dull ache in the center of your chest. He gathers up all the tangled threads of your anxiety, all the fragmented pieces of your heartbreak, all the exhaustion that you cannot articulate, and He translates it. He takes your silence and turns it into a perfect, holy plea before the throne of grace. He intercedes for you. He steps into the gap. When you cannot lift your own arms, He lifts them for you. When you cannot find your voice, He becomes your voice. Think about the sheer, overwhelming relief of that truth. You don't have to explain your pain to God because the Spirit is already translating it perfectly. You don't have to find the right words to describe the loneliness, the burnout, or the fear of the future. The Spirit is already carrying the exact, unfiltered weight of your heart directly to the Father. Your tears are a prayer. Your heavy, shaking sighs are a prayer. Your silent, desperate reaching out in the dark is a prayer. Even your total, numb exhaustion is a prayer, because the Spirit speaks the language of your pain fluently. You've been fighting so hard. You've been waging a mental battle every single day before your feet even touch the floor. You have been constantly assessing your emotional state, taking the temperature of your feelings to decide if you have the strength to face the world. You have become a captive to the idea that you have to fix everything yourself, including your own spiritual life. But God is using the season of silence to gently pry your fingers off the steering wheel. He is using this friction to disrupt the illusion that you are the captain of your own ship. You are running on empty because you are trying to manufacture your own spiritual connection out of your own limited strength. But true, unshakable rest was never something you could earn. It is a surrender. What if tonight you stopped trying to force the words? What if you stopped apologizing to God for being tired? What if you simply allowed yourself to be held in the silence? Imagine a small child who's had a long, overwhelming, terrifying day when that child finally collapses into the arms of a loving parent. The parent does not demand an eloquent speech about the events of the day. The parent does not ask for a bullet point list of requests. The parent just holds the child. The child's presence, their exhaustion, their tears, that is enough of a communication. God is that Father. He is sitting with you in this quiet room. He is not standing over you with a clipboard, grading the quality of your prayers. He is not tapping his foot, waiting for you to find your faith again. He is sitting in the silence with you. He is wrapping his presence around your weary, heavy soul. He is catching every unspoken fear and turning it into a beautiful, perfect intercession. You are safe here. You do not have to have it all together. You do not have to be the strong one tonight. You do not even have to have the strength to pray. Let the Holy Spirit carry the weight for a while. Let him do the heavy lifting of intercession. Your only job right now is to just breathe. Breathe in the quiet. Breathe out the heavy, suffocating pressure of having to perform. The dawn is coming. The sun will rise again, and the morning light will softly filter through these windows. There will be days ahead where the words return. There will be seasons where the joy comes back, where your faith feels vibrant and alive, and where your prayers flow like water again. But until then, the silence is holy. The emptiness is a space where the Spirit is doing his most profound, unseen work in you. You are not losing your faith. Your faith is simply being simplified, stripped down to its most beautiful, essential core, complete and total reliance on God. You are allowed to rest now. You are allowed to let the silence be enough. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to rest here. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. You are not alone in this season. God sees the battles nobody else sees. He hears the prayers you cannot speak. Rest in his presence tonight. He's got you.